Hello, Sister Gonzalez here. Today's topic is going to be about scriptures. So, the first thing I think that all parents should have is their own scriptures for each of their children. And so, when I turned probably 12, my mother, if you remember these, she purchased me a set of scriptures, had my name put at the bottom. My name previously was, or my maiden original name is Charlene Marie Denneker. It's listed right here, nice and gold. And I had my own triple or quadruple set to use. When Melody turned 8, my mother, as a gift to her, got her own set of scriptures and again had her name placed on it. And she has her scriptures that she can take to church with her each Sunday. Now that we're back in person, I noticed that a lot of classes are actively engaging the students with scripture reading. And so the first thing I would suggest is that every child have their own scriptures. My mom, as the grandparent, loves to spoil them, and I think it would be a great priority for parents to make sure each child has their own scriptures. I know they have little pocket-sized ones that they have with missionaries. That's another option as well. All of them scriptures can be purchased at the distribution center on the website of the church, and This Is the Place, the name of the store is This Is the Place, is located in Kensington. If you have any questions about that, you could ask me about it. I believe they still sell scriptures there and provide the printing of the name. Second, as parents, I think it's a great idea to teach, guide, and practice looking up scriptures. In particular, I started teaching Melody, and specifically just what the books are. That's where we started together, is what are the books, what are their names, and then relate to where they're located in the text. So if you do get the set that has all 4, similar to the one that Melody has, you want to consider, this is huge, this is a lot to learn. And so she has the ones that have tabs, but not all scriptures have tabs that are located here. It's a good idea to teach them again, what are the books and where are they located in the scriptures. Like the first part would be the Bible, then it would be the Book of Mormon, and Doctrine and Covenants has to be way down here, doesn't it? And then it has, of course, the Pearl of Great Price at the back. And so since our focus right now is on Doctrine and Covenants, it would be guiding their eyes to D&C, which is here. I don't know if I go in close enough to the camera, which is here. And then also to call attention, when we get to studying in our homes, again, the Bible, the New Testament, the Old Testament, the Book of Mormon, it's a little more complicated because it's the first 3 letters. But Doctrine and Covenants, which we're currently in, is divided, it's by numbers. So it's a little bit easier, and D&C is the same for every tab. And so it's important to call attention and use it as a teaching opportunity with numbers. And so I did point out to Melody that there are chapters in the other books. The Book of Mormon has chapters. The Old Testament has chapters. The Bible, I should say, has chapters. But in the Doctrine and Covenants, there are sections. So it's another thing to point out different. And the way it's tabbed, it starts with 1, then goes to 25, then 50, etc. And so I could use it as a teaching tool, and you can too at home to practice. We're going to look up 89. We're going to look up 10. Is that greater than or less than the numbers that are listed here? And then guide them to find it. I encourage you to practice. Something that I have decided to do with Melody is that when because I'll admit, when I did Come Follow Me, I would just look at the manual and just discuss random things. I didn't dedicate time actually to open up the scriptures. But now that I see that a lot of teachers want to incorporate this valuable tool, because not all small children in the primary have their own cell phone. My kids don't. And I don't want them to get in the habit of that. I want them to experience what it's like to look for scriptures in an actual, book and held in their hand. Since she has it, now it's time for me, of course, to practice where is it located, and then take the time to find the section that is the study of the week. And so I have here marked Okay, and so we took the time to study D&C 93. Did I read every verse? No. I did go through the lesson, however, and find what are the scriptures that those that have prepared come follow me for us. What are those things that there's a scripture or a set of scriptures, and then there's a question. Those are the ones that I took the time for her to. So if I look it up and I can show you, to mark some scriptures. And as I read, I'm like, wow, I really like this scripture, this chapter in particular, because it really talks to parents. And so that's why I thought it was so essential that I would address this great tool and the opportunity as parents to sit with the children, your sons and daughters, and open up the scriptures and become more familiar with how they work. How do I find the chapter? How do I do those things? I know a lot of times we just open up to it and hand it to them. But it's good for their own personal learning to also highlight the scriptures. I know how special I felt when I would go to class and the teacher would say, open up to Doctrine and Covenants 93:24. And I would open up and I would feel so special because I had already marked it at home, or maybe in a previous class, it was already marked. And so I recommend taking, most scriptures have one of these ribbons, or taking a bookmark that your child likes and marking the chapter, so when they get to church on Sunday, they're ready to go. At least with the first section that is in the study for that week. And so when they're in the class and they have the opportunity to, or asked to read a particular scripture, they might be excited to read the scripture because it's already highlighted and they've already kind of discussed it as a family. And so I'm not saying you must read the entire thing with your kids. I'm not saying you have to highlight, but I know this is something that allows their learning to be personal. It's in my scriptures and I marked them. Okay, and so that is my suggestion for all parents. D&C 93 really speaks directly to us as parents. And since I have this YouTube page, I thought this would be a great resource. I can send the links to parents, and it could be available to you at your own leisure to look at the video, consider how you can apply and make it possible that each member of your family has their own scriptures, and takes the time to get them acquainted with how it works, where the books are, what are their names. I'm not going into great depth, but enough for them to understand when looking at the scriptures where it's located. Again, Doctrine and Covenants can't be, right when you open it, because that's where the Bible is, because it goes in order here. I hope this was helpful. I really have been excited about taking on the responsibility in the calling as the primary president, and I see needs, and I am going to do what I can to provide supports here on my YouTube channel. So thank you, have a great week, and I'll make a new video sometime soon. Bye.